Hi everyone, I went out for a lovely walk today and I spent some time in the church, but they have an event taking place. So I left. I didn't want to be there while people were coming in. And for my gospel reflection today, I just wanted to reflect on 3 points. And the first one is that how God's love is perfect. Like God's love, it causes the sun to shine on all of us. Whether we are good or whether we are bad, God's love is there, it's present. The second one is that prayer is a protection. So I know for me it's a protection, because when I pray, when I ask God for His mercy on me, when I ask God to help me with whatever I'm struggling with, it becomes a protection with me. Even when I pray for healing for myself, for the medication to work for my hypertension, I pray for that strength, that courage to continue to enjoy my life. And so for me, prayer is a protection. And prayer is the way that I can hold the tension of both the pain and the joys of life. Today I remembered the Soweto uprisings. So Zimbabwe and South Africa tackled the inequality in education very differently. The children in South Africa went out and they rioted, and unfortunately and sadly, tragically, many of them got killed. So in Zimbabwe, it was very different. When I was growing up, we did have tanks outside the school, and it was a different system. I guess for us, if we did marches and things like that, we were protected by the police. I do remember going on marches. I remember vague memories of it, but the police never shot at us, not at the children. So when I went to South Africa, I was horrified at the violence, especially the violence against children. And that same violence takes place here. When there's shootings in schools, there's shootings, and children are the most innocent. I know that many of the young men and women, they absconded school, they left school, and they went into the war. And in a way, that's worse than going on marches and things like that, because it's that whole generation that our guys were very, very young. They were very young. They used to leave high school, leave and just go and join the army. So today I prayed for them in a special way, and I pray that those who died, that their souls would rest in peace. And also for those of us who are left behind, that we don't forget, that we remember that they were child soldiers. They were children who fought for a better quality of life for us, who fought for our freedom, and they were all races. So when you speak of the African child, you can't, there was just my TV going off, you can't just speak about the white child or the Indian child or the black child, because in a sense, if you're born in Africa, you're African, just like if you're born here, you're Canadian. So that gospel becomes even more important for me in trying to live that out, to look for that purpose, that perfection, and to know that God is with us in those challenges and in those difficulties. That's why sometimes I go to the church and spend some time in there. There's normally a lot of people in the church, at least 1 or 2 other people in the church, because it strengthens me. And I feel better when I come out of the church. I remember even when I was doing my Primerica, the senior leaders, they used to tell me spend some time, like you're going through such a difficult time, spend some time in front of the Blessed Sacrament. And it really does help me. I don't know about other people, but it really does help me. And the third point, the final point, is that choice to love, it's a choice. It's not based on feeling. It's not based on, how did I get up this morning? It's a decision to love God and to worship God and to praise God. And out of that, I can love others because God loved me first. But if I'm not nurtured in that love, if I don't receive the Eucharist, if I don't spend time in prayer, if I don't spend time in front of the Blessed Sacrament, my journey becomes even harder than it is now. So that's why I go, because sometimes I have to watch what I eat as well. Like yesterday, I had spinach, and I like eating spinach, and I put a little bit of dressing on it, but I noticed today I'm getting cramps. So I have to watch what I eat and, be careful with it. Not to say that I'll cut spinach out completely, but I'll just be careful. Like if it's cooked, I find that I can tolerate it. If it's not cooked, if I do it like a salad, sometimes the next day it's hard for me on my system. So I try to watch things like that. And also beetroot. I used to buy the pickled beetroot, but I bought a supplement now. So I take that because that helps with your high blood pressure. The different foods that you eat, they have an effect on your mind, your body, your spirit. So I try to eat in season, like I try to eat the fruits, the vegetables that are in season, because here we can get everything the whole year round. So I try to, basically like in the winter time, not eat fruits that wouldn't be in season. And in the summertime, I try to eat like more salads and lettuce and things like that that will help my body to cool down. So those are the 3 things I wanted to share. And I just wanted to spend some time in the church today because I went to university in South Africa. So those incidences, that history of that country, it's a little more deep in me. It's a little more deeply rooted in me. And days like today will be a little more upsetting for me compared to other days. So it was important for me to go into the church, to spend some time there, to remember that this is the day of the African child, and to recall those massacres, because I don't know, you read conflicting things about what the children did. Some say the children didn't know that they were going to be in a police presence, because in the South African police are very quick to draw fire. They like the police here. And some say that they knew and they made that choice. I know with us it was always a choice. Like you had the option, you could either go or refuse to go. And we did do marches and things like that, but I think in that way we were fortunate in the Rhodesian War that they didn't just open fire on us. And there were tanks outside the schools and that, but it was for our protection and it was wartime. After that, they stopped all that. So those things they deep within me. And that's why I chose that song when I posted this morning, the dance. Because for me, that's what life is about. I might have missed the pain, but I would have missed the dance. And I don't want to forget. I'm still praying for God to restore all my memories and all the people, because the trauma I went through at Teleperformance, it really, really affected me. And I couldn't remember some of the people. So it's slowly coming back, but I pray that the Lord would not allow me to forget, because I don't want to forget. And I don't believe in these treatments, shock treatments and all that they put people through to make them forget. You can still live in the present and hold that tension, hold that history, because it's my history. Just as much as it's South Africa's history, it's my history, and I choose to remember it. If I didn't choose to remember things, I might as well throw the whole Bible away, because the Bible is also historical. And I still live my life in the present, but I hold that tension. And I hold it not just for myself, for my Wits alumni, for all those who loved me in South Africa and who I journeyed with and who I continue to journey with. So that's what I wanted to share for today. I'm not perfect, but I pray for God to continue to bless me as He has done. And I pray for a good paid job. And I pray that God would continue to fill me with His love so that I too can become perfect.